Hell yeah, welcome to my podcast, His Man Cave. I'm Glenn Stewart. This is Johnny Case.
What episode is this, Glenathan?
You could say something. It's episode 8.
I mean, I might talk. Wizard?
Got the wizard in here with us. He's going to fact check us.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, he's going to make sure that I stay off of my apparent liberal agenda.
No, he just wants to keep you from talking
We're
too
just
goddamn
trying to make
much.
America great again.
Yeah.
One podcast at a time.
You know, we talk about dad jokes all the time.
Oh, God.
Do you know why? Did you know that Donald Trump was getting rid of all the shredded cheese?
I hope not.
Because he wants to make America great again?
Great.
I can hate you.
And at this moment,
we realize
That's
probably
that's
chose
what
the
I
wrong
made
guy.
a fucking
That's right.
mistake.
8 episodes in, and here we go. Man.
Oh, my God.
Well, we got a show coming up to the fish hatchery.
Speaking of Trump, did you see him get booed at the World Series?
I saw part of it. It didn't
It didn't,
I don't-
it
it-
didn't resonate with you?
It didn't seem like it was as big of a deal as it was being projected.
Well, no, like in my opinion, if it was me,
Well, we got to knock on the door.
oh, we've got a visitor.
Yeah, let's see what's going on.
It's like Mr. Rogers' neighbor.
won't you
All right.
be my neighbor?
Oh God.
Get back, buddy. Go on.
Oh, hello, listeners. We have a special person that just walked the fuck up.
Yeah, I told you I was coming.
We're in the middle. What we did? You said give me an hour, and it's been an hour and a half. So I assumed you died, like a regular American.
Which camera are we using now?
Yeah, that's us. That's the one if you're going to turn it on to him.
We'll change it.
Okay. This is amateur. We're going to just restart that? Oh, okay. We're just going to.
Switch cameras.
Oh, they're both on me? Hell yeah.
That's how you,
Yeah.
You said you wanted to be the man tonight.
I am the man.
That's where we're using this camera, you dick.
What?
Put it back.
Move your arm. I can't see where my fingers are going.
That's that amateur hour. Damn.
Ah,
Are
okay.
we making a porn?
Yes. That's why we had David Allen show up. Oh, God. Here we go.
A famous porn director.
Hey there, people. Technical shit. Digga, 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 digga. We're making sure that we get David in this. Digga, digga, digga,
Well,
digga.
no, we're not going to be able to get David on video because it would take a whole lot. I'd have to unplug that camera.
Right. So David's just
And
going to be
we've
like
done
the
enough.
voice of God.
We've done enough.
Voice of God. And so welcome to the damn show.
Be on camera anyway.
Well, turn your mic on if you prefer to be on audio.
If you want to be heard.
If you want to be
Sound check.
heard, let's do this.
Oh, you
Oh, yeah, that worked.
bastard.
It worked great.
God.
Everybody, can you tell what kind of can that was?
I'm going to need you to fucking stop already. Do you understand
What is
me?
that stuff called? The MS?
Oh, the
MSSR.
Yeah, MSSR. Yeah, my son does that shit all the time.
Would you stop? What is wrong with you fucking people? Here we were just talking about Jesus and the good book, and then y'all just sat there and just fucked it
the
up.
devil came in.
Here's the thing. The Bible is 2 books, so which one is the good book?
So back to what I was saying before David decided to show up after he was invited.
Are we still
What
talking
a
about Allah?
fucking dick. No. So basically, my thing is if I was at the World Series and the
Right.
president showed up,
Right?
totally would be like, oh my God, that's the president. I wouldn't be like, oh, this is a great time to boo the motherfucker. Like, that's just not me.
Here's the thing. As far as like,
No.
I mean, I can turn him down a little bit if I need to.
oh, do I need to push
Yeah,
that
yeah.
forward?
You're
Okay,
projecting.
because you were like, oh, and I'm like, oh, that's the international sign for come closer.
Well, I didn't want to
what it
sit here
seemed-
and be
that's what it
like, get the
felt like to
fuck
me."
back, bruh.
Jesus.
Well, that's also the scorpion sign, which is also get over here. So
Yeah,
that
son of
you
a
can't
bitch.
win
know,
for losing.
I can't.
But
It's
here's
good
the-
to see you, David.
It's good to see you too. But here's the thing about the Trump booing thing. Is like, that should have been well predicted. Have you never been to a baseball game? Do you not hear how vocal these people are?
I'm talking about me personally.
You personally? Yeah.
Yeah, me personally, I'm not going to take the chance and be like, oh, here we go. Because now it's just like, we were all having a good time. And then you brought, who the fuck got the impeach Trump banner in there? How'd that
Yeah,
make it
that's
through
what I was
fucking
wondering,
security?
yeah.
That's what.
And why did
oh,
you bring it? Did you know he was coming?
Yeah, by the way,
Fucking shame on you, Secret
sir,
Service.
sir, what is that? Oh, it's a giant tarp with a message of saying "fuck you" to the president, which
If
I
he
think
shows up.
Yeah, if he shows up, but
If
only
shows
if
up.
he shows
I
up.
carry with me always.
I
Yeah.
carry an
Just in
impeach
case.
the president tarp everywhere I fucking go. It's my right. I'm an American.
It's kind of my thing.
Well, they might have just had it in case they got on the jumbotron, just to kind of get that message out.
What-
That
Whatever
was
happened
getting
to-
on the jumbotron. That thing was huge.
Whatever happened to the good old days when you wanted to get your message out with just good old fashioned streaking? Like you could have put like impeach and Trump on on one on each cheek and just fucking hauled ass, just dick a waggling in the wind.
Across the
Everybody
field?
would, everybody
across
would have
the
had a
field.
good fucking laugh. The president would have laughed. We would have all been together and we would have been joined. No, this fucker brings a goddamn tarp.
Well, it's because people.
For everyone to see
Yeah, I
in the
know.
whole game.
It's because
You
people
never-
don't have convictions in their beliefs anymore. Streaking across the field takes convictions. Because no matter what, you're going to have to go to court in a week. I mean,
You gotta pay a fine.
You got to pay a fine. You got
I'm
to go
pretty
to.
sure the president would even pay to get rid of that
He
fine.
might even release the Mueller
Yeah.
report
Yeah.
unredacted.
be like, you know what? Pardoned.
Fuck it. Yeah, fuck it. You're right,
Get
man.
him out of that
Impeach my
tiny
motherfucking
baseball
ass.
jail that they have in there. Pardoned.
That's great, man.
Yeah, that's,
Can the president pardon baseball crimes
I
too?
think
Just,
the president.
I'm sure he can do whatever the fuck he
just,
wants.
that
just
mean he
remove
can-
an asterisk.
Can
from
he
Barry
get
Bonds.
Pete Rose into the Hall of Fame then?
Yeah, fact check.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy served his time.
Come
Come
on,
on.
let it go now. Yeah.
Did I tell y'all about that picture I saw?
Have you seen that sad interview where he's like, this is what I do to make money. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Johnny,
You're-
but
yeah, brother.
whenever he's like, but I'd like to be doing something with baseball. Like, it was just such a sad interview where you're like, oh, God, you know what? Let him.
He kind of realized he effed
you-
everything all up.
If you can put Davey Allison in the fucking NASCAR Hall of Fame, and he beat the shit out of fucking everybody.
Like literally.
Yeah, like they would fight in the fucking infield.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was not making it like, oh, this is a family sport. I mean, he's just like, oh, fuck that guy, he hit me, let's whoop his ass. And then him and his brother Bobby, they'd be just beating the shit out. My point is, if they let him in, he was trying to rig it in his
I
favor.
mean, it's Pete,
Yeah.
all-time hit leader.
that's the
did
that's the
he-
T-shirt. Whenever we start making shirts, it's Pete.
It's just Pete.
I mean,
It's a little Petey. It's just a Petey.
I just think that we need to. The wizard says, it's
Yeah.
just Pete.
it's just Pete, man. I honestly think, though, not being a huge baseball fan anymore, I still enjoy postseason and stuff. You have to let the all-time hit leader, after so long of not being in the Hall, let the man in. I mean, you can't. If you were to sit down and write a story of Major League Baseball and only include the best parts of it, and that's your Major League Baseball Hall of Fame,
Right.
there's no way you can't have him in there.
I
Not
agree.
from his playing time, his hit time, his coaching time, but the whole scandal time. This scandal has been 30-something plus years, and it's still heavily talked about and debated. So, I mean, think about this. He hadn't swung a bat or managed a team in a long time, and they
while.
still talk about Pete Rose.
Well, think about it this way: with all that scandal that went down with what? Now I know it's the opposite type of scandal, but still bad press. But like Tiger Woods just won the fucking cup.
Yeah, he won
Yeah.
the one over in Japan.
Was it
What's wrong? Like, how's that?
But what I'm saying is he was immersed in scandal.
Oh.
And it was
But it wasn't
that
a
was
scandal
personal.
about the sport.
Yeah, it
right.
was
But
personal.
it's still a moral scandal.
It's a moral scandal, but nobody
you're not
expects
You're
anything.
not setting a
He
fucking
didn't
great
bet
example.
on his team against his team to lose. So he
Shit.
didn't do
Are you-
point shaving.
you're-
Like, that's one of those big things. If it ever comes out about a basketball player like Michael Jordan, where it's
Yeah.
been alluded to, shaving points to make the spread, to go over the, that's where
You're not,
Here's where I
you're,
draw.
you're telling me that Jerry Jones doesn't have money knowing that the Cowboys are going to eat shit. Like, he's not betting somewhere.
And here's the thing.
Low
when it
blow.
comes, when it
Not
comes to
every time.
basketball-
Low
Not
blow.
every time, but you know what I'm saying.
I mean, Jerry Jones can make $1 billion off his team being 8-8, so he's not
Yeah,
worried about
like,
it.
no,
you know?
I'm just saying if you want a little extra.
Right. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Pocket change.
You're
Whenever-
telling
that's
you're
how you
telling me
start
that
finding out the bad
these
parts of sports.
These fun calls for certain teams, these fun calls. You're telling me that somebody there's not a little greasing of palms over there that's like, we've never called that in fucking football.
Here's my thing about basketball and even college, and football point shaving. In college, it is a perfectly okay thing to do. You're not getting paid. It's not a professional breach of contract. Go ahead, point shave it up in college. When you get to the pros, that shit stops.
They're about to change that.
What's
with
your
college, though.
what's your feelings on the new whole pay for play in sports for colleges. I think California is passing it, and Florida's about to pass it.
How is that not completely fair? The kids
100%.
selling their jerseys at the university store.
But my problem
get
is
paid
what
hourly.
about the big schools that have unlimited funds against the schools that don't? It just seems like a shift in power. Like UT now all of a sudden can get nothing but the blue chips out of Texas because they're like, hey, we can pay you this amount of money.
I'm going to tell you this
Is there
right
going to
now.
be a cap
Wow, I
all the
never
way
even thought
around?
about that.
I mean, you got to
Yeah, I
think
didn't even think
tuition.
about
I mean,
it
a
like
full
that.
ride scholarship to some schools isn't cheap to begin with.
Right.
Now, if they can monopolize it where your likeness, like, hey, we're going to sell your jerseys because Tua's hot in Alabama and at our gift shops, we're going to sell Tua Talladega. I'm going to call him Talladega because I can't spell his last name or say it.
I'm going to tell you this right now. As far as like you're worried about it monopolizing, the Big Ten teams already monopolize because the kids that have potential that want to go to the NFL, each one of these teams goes to them and goes, listen, if you play with us, you'll probably get a college championship or at least get in top 8, get some ESPN, plays of the weekend. Obviously, you're going to want to play with us. You're not going to want to go play for your local team. You're going to want to play with us. So they already sort of monopolize it as far as prestige-wise.
Good point.
So I don't think the money's going to really come into play as much for the monopolizing
And
aspect.
they probably only allowed X amount too. I'm sure
yeah,
there's going to be
there's going to be a
X
cap.
amount.
They put a cap in on the NFL, so naturally there's
So
going to
I
be
do
a cap in
have a
college.
question because I don't know anything about this. Whenever they show the games and stuff, and they show the players and all the highlights and stuff, is that just free?
No,
They have
the
to get
college
rights.
gets money.
They have to get rights from,
No, I mean, but
from
they-
the
talking about the
NFL,
advertising
from the
money.
NCAA.
Like
Talking
using their image. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
on,
promoting
like
a
ESPN
sport.
when
Yeah.
they're showing. Yeah, they have to get the rights and stuff. But I think that's all kind of bundled into the TV deal.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I mean, when ESPN
So
signs
does it?
SEC
So
to
does it affect this? It affects it's positive for the school, or I'm talking about on the
oh
individual
no, it's definitely
player.
positive for the school.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
but not,
did y'all see LSU's new like $20 million freaking luxury lounge
Oh,
locker
yeah.
room?
But
I mean,
back because I know what question you're trying to ask. No, the players do not own their own likeness rights for the sport that they play, and this was brought up when EA
The
made
NCAA
the
football
college, like the college version of Madden. Basically, they made that game, and they did not pay the players any of the likeness rights, despite the fact that they had full body scans of every single one of the players.
well, I'm sorry if you
and their
if you-
football numbers and stuff.
I don't mean to-
but not their name.
Well, it's a breach of the
No, not their
NCAA
names.
contract to begin with. Like you can't pay a player
right.
anything.
you know what I'm saying? So that's not on EA. I mean, I'm sure they would have gladly.
Well, no,
gave
my
them
thing-
royalty
Oh yeah,
rights
EA
to
would have
it.
gladly done it.
I
but
mean, that's an NCAA thing.
Yeah.
You know,
But I'm also thinking that once you sign that piece of paper for them to scan your fucking
Oh,
body,
your likeness.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you had to sign a piece of paper legally to go, hey, I'm gonna stand in this box.
But
for
where
to
do you
scan it."
where do you sign that piece of paper? Do you sign it at the school level or do you sign it at an individual level at EA?
I think
You
that
sign it at the school level.
Something tells me you sign it at the school level, and the school's like, "Hey, you got a thing tomorrow.
yeah.
Yeah, go get scanned." Because the school, I guarantee the school is getting paid to use their names
But
Yeah.
wouldn't that groom?
because those are trademarked, right?
Wouldn't that?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, and I'm thinking about this from like, from a show business point of view.
Yeah.
If you're in college, wouldn't that be grooming you for whenever you become? I mean, you already got your ride paid for. I mean, like,
And here's the thing: if every college athlete that was at the top tier went into the NFL, that would be one thing. But it's like 11%.
well,
yeah, it's a
I would.
very small percent.
But
of people that
I
go.
would make this challenge then. If they'd let them start playing football in the NFL to where they got hurt and taken out, these boys would have careers.
Well, the average NFL career is only like 2.5 years anyway.
No,
Yeah.
but I'm talking about like, I think that you should.
He's
be able
talking
to-
about like 4 spots open up a game.
Yeah,
He's
I-
he's
I-
wanting
Well, they
Thunderdome
play hard
rules.
like they do in college because they've got something to prove.
Right,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. And now I quit watching the NFL because I don't enjoy this fucking. If I wanted to watch guys run into each other with pillows and fucking flowers, I mean,
It's still pretty gruesome. I mean, we just
Yeah.
saw a horrific leg injury the other day.
That was
on
college
the-
football, though.
that was college.
That was
football.
college, though.
Well,
In
they
college
did-
football,
that
we
was a-
saw a pantsing just the other week.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Did
Like,
y'all see that
How
hit?
how rare is that? And shouldn't it be less rare to see a real, honest to God pantsing? Like,
Oh, that was a couple weeks ago.
That
Yeah,
was,
that was the
Joe
LSU
Burrow. For everybody who doesn't know, LSU versus Florida. Florida defensive lineman was sacking Joe Burrow. had him by the pants, pulling it down, and he went down because the front was about to fall off.
Yeah.
So you got nothing but ass
My dick's
crack.
coming out.
Yeah, like he spared us. He spared us all his dick. He was like,
And look, he doesn't have a big one if he spared him, because
Yeah.
if not, he's letting the Johnson fly.
If
You
that
know.
motherfucker was slapping his knees, he'd be like, "Fuck it, here
Yeah,
we go."
fuck it. I'm
Yeah,
about to hit this
you know
defensive
what? I'm
lineman
gonna-
with it.
ESPN will pay me for this likeness.
yeah,
Well, no. What I'm saying is, it's. I'm not saying that they're not being gruesome. What I'm saying is like there's a bunch of shit. There's a bunch of calls that are just fucking pussy. Pussified is like.
There is, and
Yeah.
they're just trying to
But I
make
mean,
the game
it's
safer,
not.
though.
Yeah, but I understand that. But at
it's
the
growing
same,
pains. It'll eventually even out to where
It
they'll
will.
get back and find the balance again. It's just right now, because of like the concussion scandal and everything else, they're flying way hard to the other side. So they're just trying to even it out.
They got to
And
change
there's
a
a-
culture and mentality, though, of so long of being done this way. And I
Yeah.
think it's starting to really start to take effect now because of the targeting in the college and stuff like that in the pro. You see some really good heads up hits now.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
nice to see that these guys are really working on it and
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, no, I mean the same thing happened in like we were talking about it with racing and stuff, where they were like, oh, they're making all these things that are making it fucking sad. And what I'm talking about is like stupid rules. I'm not talking about lowering the number of concussions, and I don't want to see people get hurt. But it seems like that you're right. It's growing pains to where we're not getting. It's not as rough and tumble.
Yeah, like it's not as you can go 100% at somebody because, they're trying to find a balance.
Well, see, like in dirt track right now, they've got this thing where back in the day, if you wanted to fight, you just handled your shit in the pits, right? Now it's like it's an all or nothing policy. Like you want to get shitty, everybody goes to jail. You know what I'm saying? So and it really has stopped a lot of the fighting and the.
Yeah, you got to take it out to the parking lot like a gentleman.
But at the same time, I'm a firm believer, and what I'm talking about, like, is if somebody comes to my pit, I don't want you. You're not going to come over here and get the best of me, and this is my area.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm going to get in trouble for defending myself. That's what I'm saying is y'all, I'm just saying we need to find this really good medium ground where it's still entertaining and it's still a contact sport.
And they can go 100% at
and then
each
go
other.
100 without
and they
killing
don't
each
have to
other.
worry and they don't have to worry if as long as they're playing fair, they can go 100 and not worry about it. Because right now, like there's that little bit of worry, even if you're playing fair, that a wrong call is going to get made.
Right.
So
Yeah,
it's
don't make the wrong call, especially if you're a,
yeah.
gonna
So
run for
it's
the
Yeah, if
against the
you're
game.
playing the
I
Saints,
truly
yeah,
think in the
good
next
shit.
few years, like we'll see a change. I tell you what, to get more college kids like into playing football, here's what I'd like to see. Here's my suggestion for that. America loves football. Just start adding more teams. Tacoma, guess what? You get a team now.
There's already a fuck ton of college teams.
No,
you're
but-
talking about professional.
I'm talking
college.
professionally.
Oh,
Start
yeah.
adding more teams. Why
Well,
not
then
make
that
the season
It
longer?
dilutes it down, and I
That
don't
wouldn't
know. There's
make
a
it any
shit ton of
better.
money.
your percentage goes from 11 to more though if you start creating more teams too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but
but you got to think too, as crazy as how great American football is. They just had the AAFL, the American Football League that just started. Looked really cool and stuff. I mean, they had it broke down by region. Like if you were a college person in the SEC, you played in the Southern region. It bombed after like 5 or 6 games, and they canceled the season. No Super
Yeah.
Bowl, no nothing. XFL is going to come back. They're going to try again. It didn't last very long. So as crazy as how much we all love football, we don't support anything that's not NFL.
Yeah.
Like,
Is that just because of? I mean, it's 100 years of the
maybe
same
it's
team.
the talent? I don't know. I
I-
don't know.
I
There
think
is
what
a
it-
drop off.
I think what it honestly is
There's not the fan following.
market
Is it
share.
this, well,
They
is this
already
the
have the
100th
market
season
share.
of the NFL?
The 100th season, yeah.
100
I
season.
think that's the one they're celebrating.
It's 100 years of the NFL. I mean, it's going to be hard to.
Well, no, that's what I'm
It'd be hard
saying.
to
You
work
have
your way
fan
into something.
followings where they're diehards. So I mean,
Yeah, like 6 generations back.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, and when it comes to
that would be
adding
just
the
another.
Blazers into my repertoire of fandom. I don't know
Right.
what the fuck I'm trying to say there. But
Well, no,
when you
I
try
get
to
what
add
you're
another team that's like, who the fuck are these guys? Who are the Razors? Like, what the fuck? Like, what am I watching?
And then
American
the only way that
Gladiator?
you-
Who is Blaze?
the only
What's
way-
happening here?
The only way that you'd actually get it'd have to be something that it would honestly probably affect it more negatively if you think about it, because they would have to be either like more extreme, kind of like in wrestling.
Yeah.
When ECW came out.
That's
you
what
know?
I think of when I hear XFL football.
Yeah,
Remember
like-
how when they first started it, determine who the kickoff was, they had to sprint to the ball,
Yeah.
two people, and like
Yeah.
try to get it and wrangle
Everybody's
it up.
wearing brass knuckles
And there chicks that play football?
Oh, the lingerie football
that's very
league.
popular.
Now let me tell you.
Now that's a
Chicks has
whole
some
different.
fat
That's man.
That's a whole
Now
different.
look, there's
fucking
some
game.
there's some brick shit houses.
Yeah.
And then there's some shit brick houses.
There's
out
some,
there.
some Marla Hooch.
Yeah.
But
What a
you know, what a hitter. No, but I mean, I remember like ECW days. I love when the Attitude Era came out, and it was so much more fucking violent. And then WWF was like, well, we can't do that. You know, we're not like that. And then all of
We're
a sudden,
classy.
Well, they weren't. They came out after, didn't they? The ECW.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so that was kind of their more
The edgy.
hardcore.
But then whenever that started gaining popularity, next thing you know, they're like, oh, well, when we go to WWE, by God, we're gonna start kicking the shit out of people.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna let Mick Foley throw himself off the fucking ring into a table. Oh, did you watch that live? I watched that live. That was terrifying.
Oh man, dude, we saw so many Mankind fights. Dude. Remember the
couldn't
Hell
tell
in
you.
the
Is
Cell?
Yeah, that's
Is that
what I'm
the
talking
sock?
about.
Yeah,
Mankind's
yeah,
the guy
the
that had
one with the sock. Yeah.
That dude was
And
so
then he was
fucking
also
crazy.
Mick Foley, and he was
Mick Foley is his real
somebody
name.
else.
Did you know he
some
does
other weird
stand-up
shit.
comedy
Multiple
now?
personalities.
Hold on, wait a second. No. I did not know that.
Yeah, a lot of wrestlers. That's what they're doing. They're doing stand-up,
Yeah.
Well, still,
or their version of it.
Yeah, the version of it.
to stay on the football thing, we were talking about it earlier. Did you see the hit on Kansas State?
Yeah, you told me to look at it.
Man, did you see it this weekend? Kid got his fucking leg blown off. Man, goddamn it.
He like stepped on a lamb. Huh?
Dude, it's bad. It's bad. Dude, it
was bad.
was so bad
It
that
was
they said,
bad.
hey, because how gruesome it is, we're not going to play the replay.
And that was very classy of them. But
Yeah,
I tell
good
you
job.
what, watching the game at this point, now I don't know if you know any results from what just happened in college football this past weekend.
big
But
weekend.
Kansas State beat Oklahoma. Huge game. Number
Yeah.
5 Oklahoma against an unranked team. Big game.
Oh,
So
see, I'm
when
an
this
Oklahoma
happens, Oklahoma was up at that point. I mean, not Oklahoma, but Kansas State just went up, and they went up again. So they like heavy momentum, crowds roaring, and then this shit happens. So you take like 80,000 fans that are just screaming their asses off to just silent, like you can hear a fucking
Yeah,
pin
it was
drop.
nuts.
You're like, oh shit, this is where Oklahoma gets that mo back. And luckily K-State pulled it out, but
Yeah.
it was like
well, I mean,
bad.
and you got to give it to them because they got that extra, or they got that field goal, and then they got that. What to me, they got that onside kick. We watched that replay. They did an onside kick with like
Yeah.
a minute 40 something left or something like that.
Yeah.
And man, when we were watching it back, the ball goes it goes like 9 yards and then hits a player for Kansas State in Oklahoma.
think they called it for Oklahoma.
Yeah, and you can there was one angle that they showed, and you can clearly see it hits him in the leg and not the other guy. And they end up, everybody's trying to jump on the ball, and nobody can get it, and then Oklahoma falls on it, and they got it. But then they reviewed it and said nope. So they ended up winning. They ended up pulling it out. But, man, it looked like if they'd have got that ball back, I think they would end up at least going in overtime.
Yeah.
If not,
I'm an Oklahoma fan.
oh, man,
You know, you can't spell cocksucker without OU.
you can't.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I
You look
remember.
like you give a teethy blowjob, too.
I
man. Just like
remember.
an OU fan.
I remember when the Saints couldn't kick
Sandpaper
a
tongue.
fucking.
Ugh.
I remember when the Saints couldn't kick a fucking 22-yard field goal. Their field goal kicker at OU was fucking nailing shit, and he's like, "Oh, across half the field. I'm in college, and I'm gonna make the NFL look like a bunch of bitches."
Yeah.
And that's what he was doing. Dude, like that dude had an iron foot. Who?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Iron Foot Henry.
All I can tell
Played
you.
for OU back in
remember
33.
Ironfoot
Well,
from
no-
Oklahoma?
Yeah.
I remember Dane.
I would tell you.
I prefer Tungsten Foot.
Yeah,
I
Tungsten Foot.
I remember Lord of the Rings had an iron foot.
Yeah.
He was king of the.
Wasn't there a guy that had a half a foot that played for the NFL? He used to kick the fuck out of football.
Yeah. Oh my God.
No, he had
they
like
used
the
to call
half
him-
foot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
Is
used
that
to
what
call
you're
him the
talking
idiot kicker, and he was for he was actually played for New Orleans.
Yeah, he set the world at the one time. It was the longest field goal, 63 yards, I
And
believe.
he played for who?
The Saints.
Oh, look at there. Fuck you and OU, bitch.
And
Hey, man, we
When
got...
being a dick backfires.
Yeah, you know...
and he was
This week on.
And what's funny is when he played for the Saints were a real like shit team, but like he went to the Pro Bowl every year.
Oh man, he killed it.
He was the
killed
kicker
it.
in the Pro Bowl
He-
every year.
kicked it out of the park.
Oh.
Hey-o.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. You were at the port doing stand-up not too long ago,
Yes.
correct? Okay.
And
saw your
I
set.
was
It
also
was good.
doing improv there.
Don't you love it when he does his fact-checking job?
Yes.
Because I did improv there as a favor to a buddy. He was like, I don't have enough people for improv. Do you know how to improv? I'm like, sure. And
See, I just did it. Check it
Yeah.
out. How am I? How am I doing?
Yes,
All right.
and there we go. But it was actually like a lot more fun than I thought it was gonna be because I was dreading the improv show the whole time. Just be like, oh my god, I don't want to improv.
So now you're into improv.
I've always been into improv. I'd say into. Here's the thing. I've always been really good at improv, and I've never wanted to do it ever. That's kind of where I'm at, just
See,
on a
during
baseline.
this show he's talking about, I get a message from the same guy.
Oh, here we go. He asked me first because I'm better, but I turned it down.
No,
and
no,
then
no,
called
no.
him.
He goes. I don't have enough people. David Allen says he'll do it. And I said, okay. He goes, and I want you to do it. And I'm like, I'm busy.
I've got this thing at this place.
And I sent David. I'm like, I really don't want to do. The thing is every time I do like get in it, I'm always the fucking woman.
Makes sense.
Yeah, just this big, mean, brassy old.
Got the tits.
I was going to say, are we on video? Because you do have them saggy tits today.
Hot damn. I love it. I love it.
You're a victim of your own success. If you weren't so amazing at being this brassy dyke, like there'd be no way. There'd be no way everybody would keep asking for it.
I wrote a joke that went over like a fucking fart in church that was talking about the Little Mermaid and how they were going to cast her as an African-American lead, which I have no issue with if they will let me be Ursula. Like, if they'll cast me as Ursula, we can change the entire fucking story. I'm down with it.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Have you seen the Little Mermaid live cast? I think that they're about to do on ABC.
Yeah.
With Queen Latifah as Ursula. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but I'm saying they were going to actually change the mermaid from, a spoiled little white girl
Yeah.
You
So
know.
a black girl.
to a black girl.
Right.
Which I have no issues about.
But here's the problem with you playing Ursula in that vein, because now it's a white man tricking a young, impressionable African-American girl
See, I didn't
into
even think
giving
about-
away her voice.
See, that's exactly what I wasn't thinking about.
Yeah.
That's me being
Oh,
all
that
naive
would be
about-
that would be Twitter round one.
Back to Glenn's liberal agenda over here, gaining the trust of black people. Oh, no, Glenn, stay off of this.
Oh no, I'm not worried about that. I am just me. I'm not trying.
I'm just a me. Perhaps
me.
you've heard of it.
And I thought I'd make a
It's just
great
Pete.
sea dyke is what I was
You
saying.
would make a great sea dyke
I've
if
gotta be me.
if anyone else was playing Ariel. You would make a wonderful sea dyke.
Well, the joke that I wrote about it was simple. It was basically force Hollywood to make new princesses. Don't settle for recycled princesses.
Yeah.
That was what I was saying. Everybody, look, we get it, but Ariel is the perfect story of a spoiled ass white girl. Her daddy's already a fucking king. Okay.
most of
she's already
the princesses come from kings.
But what I'm saying is she didn't have to marry a prince
Yeah.
to already have a kingdom. She
Wasn't
was the
she hooking
fav-
up with a prince, though?
Yeah, she hooked up with the prince and doubled down.
Doesn't she have crabs?
But
She has lobsters. I'll have you know, she's
but-
a classy broad.
But my point is, all she did was double down and get that land dick. So now she's got two fucking kingdoms. That's
Let me ask you,
spoiled white nonsense.
Would
is
you
what it
fuck
is.
a top half woman, bottom half fish?
I'm married. No,
If you weren't married.
probably.
Interesting point about
Would you do bottom half female, top half fish?
I'm about to out fact check the fact checker right here. Interestingly enough, Mulan, not a Disney princess.
Nope.
She has no lineage to royalty because the guy that she married was also not a prince. He was from a noble family. He was a military commander, but not royalty. The only royal person in that show was the emperor, and it never showed any of his children until the second movie, where he had 3 daughters.
Mulan.
Mulan. Yeah.
That's the samurai-based one?
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Moana's the
Let's
Hawaiian
get back
one, right?
Yeah.
to
Okay.
business. Sorry. It's a great.
Yeah, no, it's a great song.
I'm gonna make a man out of you.
Make a man out of
I
you.
think that was kind of out of my Disney era.
Yeah.
Well, then you have. No, dude,
I think, I want to say one of the last ones was like Lion King. I remember Hercules, but I don't really remember watching it until like I had a kid.
Gladiator.
Hercules.
Such a good movie. I love it all.
Disney made great movies.
Honey, more like Huncules.
Yeah. But what I don't like, it's like them giving. I like to watch those top 10, top 10 celebrities you didn't know was a fucking asshole. And then one of them, the first one was like Tyler Perry. And it was everybody saying he's a racist. And of course the next one was, I think it was show business people you didn't know were a racist or something like that.
Yeah.
It was Tyler Perry followed by Larry the Cable Guy, which I was surprised to see that he was voted like #1 most racist comic. Because I think
of
that
his sleeves or lack thereof.
no, I think it's because of racially insensitive humor.
Fact
I
check.
think that's the difference.
Is he the #1 racist comic?
Who?
Larry the Cable Guy.
Guy.
I don't know if he is anymore. I know that him and George Lopez were on that list.
Well, hold on. Like, which way are we counting the racism now? Are we counting racism against like a particular minority, or just minorities as a whole?
Everybody but the race you are, apparently.
Okay.
Is how I was reading into it.
Okay.
Now
Because I'm pretty racist against white people. I'll own up to that.
I mean, how many times have you seen me say on stage, like if it's an all-white room, I'll be like, oh, y'all aren't my crowd.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and the thing is because I believe that the media and everything has produced a lot of angst between everybody, and white people are nervous as fuck to get out there and, laugh at shit that they know is true.
I'll laugh right in your face.
Well, you're
Yes.
different.
Right in your face.
I actually have something on that because I was thinking about this today. Like right now, like you got so many comics right now that are like, oh, I can't say this, I can't say that.
Oh,
like so many comics
so
are like,
that fucking
it's
pisses me off.
it's such a tough time. I can't say this. I was like, the thing about it is, do you ever really think about it when you tell a joke that like is over the line? Maybe you won't get laughs, but nobody talks to you about it after the show. Nobody comes up and says anything about it to you. I think that like a lot of this is just hyped up because we keep seeing large media reactions to other things, and we think that applies to us.
Well, I let it get to me because I have always
valid point.
I've always really enjoyed playing in this area where it's kind of more of a I can't believe somebody actually said it kind of thing, and it's more like because nothing about my set is racially biased
Yeah.
to anybody.
There's no hate, there's no prejudice towards
No.
anybody. It's just like, hey, have you noticed this? Like it's
Well, I was talking. Me and Prelo were talking about it, which he does want to get on the show. He said after this month we'll get him on here, so that's cool. But me and him were talking about it, and he said, "Glenn, the thing I love about you is you say what the fuck you want to say." He said, because he's like he opened up. Me and him we got into this conversation about stereotypes, and all of a sudden he
Like
busts.
Panasonic, Sony, Pioneer.
Yeah, that's it.
Alpine.
Yeah.
Stereotypes.
Or the fact that all of a sudden you just hear Prelo, and Prelo, if you listen to this, you're gonna love this. So Prelo goes, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and clear it up. Ain't nobody in the history of fucking America ever ate chicken and watermelon at the same goddamn time. That's it. Like that's all he fucking said, and I looked at him and I'm like, "That's true." He goes, "That'd be a terrible flavor collection." like, he was so fucking
just
mad
like
about it.
Again, the first statement was like, yeah, you're right, and then the second statement, that would be a terrible flavor collection. It was like, yes, Prelo, yes,
But it's
more of that, please.
There's some left-wing motherfucker right now going, I do it all the time. I love it.
But what
They
about
only-
the right wing?
They only
Does it
do.
taste the same?
I love it. Got a leg up in this conversation.
But no, that's what
I think that's
I'll
how we
make
should
the breast of
decide
it.
presidents. We should just get a bucket of wings, then count the left and the right, and whichever one wins, that's who's the president right there.
But I just think
Kentucky
that
Fried
it's so,
elections.
Only
Like-
if it's halal prepared
Halal
chicken.
Oh my
Yes.
God, we are not going back down that fucking road.
Why?
Because I like my chicken sad.
You want your chicken to see the weapon that's
Fucking
about
yes.
to take
I,
it out?
Watch
I
me
think you're
sharpen this
confusing
knife,
halal
little
with
guy.
culture. Not culture. Kosher. Halal and kosher.
No, we
kosher.
just- we read the entire fucking
It's roughly
thing.
the same thing.
If
once
you
for
were here on
Muslim, once for
time,
Jew.
you
Yeah.
would know.
Well, technically, he was just supposed to show up. But my point is, with comedy,
He's a special guest. Yeah.
me and you were talking about it, and me and you've talked about stereotypes. The reason they hit so fucking hard is because they're sometimes accurate.
Yeah. I mean, they usually have like 45 watts per channel too.
Well, it's not just that.
What?
It's the fact that like stereotypes
Fuck did- I'm
are
so
such a
confused.
common pool of
Stereotypes.
knowledge.
Would you
I'm
shut the
still
fuck-
on the
You
stereotypes.
dad
Yeah.
joke
What the fuck is
telling
wrong with
motherfucker.
Like I said, it's such a common pool of knowledge that everybody understands that's the thing. But no,
I'm with you.
back on the subject of
I'm
like
sorry.
I know you are.
I'm so sorry.
Back-
I couldn't resist.
Thank
You
God.
heard what
could.
I said
You
to him.
could.
right?
could have resisted.
Oh my God, I could not do it.
but back on the like
You were so serious.
is that everybody's like things
wasn't-
like
wasn't
things that you
paying
can and
attention.
cannot say. Those rules have always been there. There've always been stuff that like you can't say on stage. Because it's not because you can't say it, but because it won't get a laugh.
Well, like the other day when we went to the fucking Bears, and the lady, the first words out of her fucking mouth were, "Are you gonna piss everybody off like you always do?" And I'm like, "Well, that was the plan." I mean, now you've ruined it, and there's no surprise.
My surprise is gone.
Damn it, I've lost the element of surprise.
It's gonna ambush y'all, but
Now all I have is awe with no shock.
Oh.
But no, like that's true. I think like these rules have always existed. It's just now because of like this media reaction to it, everybody feels like it's a lot worse or more enhanced now, and it's not. It's the exact same rules as we've always played by.
Right.
It's where if you want to say something, you better make sure it's funny.
Right. Well, I mean, that's the thing. But, I mean, in the process of trying to get to the funny, people don't realize, you know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
Jokes are never written with the intent to harm.
That's not true. My jokes are always meant to harm. You, only you.
See, my jokes are meant to slay pussy.
Oh,
So I
there
don't
it
know
is.
if that-
There it is, right there.
I don't know if
That's the
slaying
better
pussy
joke.
counts
That's
as
the better
harm.
joke.
So, I know that,
I like that.
I know that we're trying to
Beautiful.
keep
Do
these.
you harm the pussy?
We're trying to keep
He
these
beats the
about
pussy.
45 minutes. 45.
Yeah, we're-
So I'm
yeah.
gonna end on this
Oh, okay.
because I'm
You're
gonna,
gonna-
before you wrangle me back, because we're gonna have another great episode soon.
Well, I mean, should we just keep this one going? Because we've done 48 minutes and it's been a blink of an eye. So it's your guys' call. We can do whatever.
So
I'm starting-
basically-
I'm enjoying it. I'm voting for
into-
more
Well,
David.
we can, yeah, we can do. We can stop it and record another one.
That's what I was.
Or we can
clearing
just
up.
continue this one going.
Or-
How about you guys out there? Let us know.
This isn't live, fucker.
Oh,
Then why do I keep hearing people voting in my head?
yeah.
Oh, so basically, there was this one time David comes up to me, and I'm fresh.
This is your closer, right?
I'm fresh out of the fucking box as far as comedy goes, and he goes, "Look, the secret is if you can write a joke where a woman shows her tits, then you know you're comedy gold."
All right.
So me being a smart ass, I go up there and I'm like, "David said nobody will show me their boobs. Somebody show me them titties." And this girl just lifts her shirt up, and I'm like, "Yeah." And you hear David in the back. "That's not a fucking punchline, jackass." Like, that's all that. My point is,
Again, ruin the spirit of the game.
he's like, anybody can get a bitch to flash her tits, but to make her laugh and do it, that's the secret.
That's the goal.
You
That's
gotta
the
also
dream.
understand.
Have you ever accomplished said goal?
He very rarely gets people to show him his boobs.
Yeah.
His
There-
boobs?
Right,
Yeah,
that
I
came
get
out
them to
right.
show me my boobs. Like
Show me
they're-
my titties.
Show me my titties. Here's the thing.
I just
have-
can't reach the bottom of my shirt.
I too have gotten women to flash me on stage, not with jokes, just with like general crowd work and shit. Like the actual joke that makes a woman feel like I have to show titties. I got razors thin close once. I got razor thin close, but fucking camera phones. Camera phones ruined it. Everybody had their camera phones out, and
This bitch about to show her titties, man.
Yeah.
Pull your phone out, man.
Man,
We're gonna
I
get a
wanna see
copy of
them
this.
titties too.
and I've never been able to recreate the joke since.
Well,
Can you like recreate it now?
are you gonna show your tits?
I've got tits, great.
Yeah.
Can you milk
Can
me?
you milk me? Oh man, you know what we ought to do? We ought to end it with him not in here.
Oh, that would really piss him
And
off.
well, that was episode whatever of my podcast, His Man Cave. Johnny Gates signing off. Fuck you, Glenn. Did I tell you my mom told me that we needed to delete the F word out of the vocabulary?
Because y'all use it a lot.
Too much, she said. Watch your mouth.
That's
I know what you're gonna do. Giselle listens.
I love your mom.
I love my mom too. She's so awesome.
Giselle.
She's so fucking awesome.
She's so fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Oh, here comes this fucking guy. He's so
Look at this fucking
cool.
guy
this
over
fucking
here.
guy here.
Do you feel better? after
You feel
your
better?
relief?
Tits look tighter.
Well, I was trying to fucking explain to you that maybe, I have
Oh,
a
I thought
bladder
I
of-
thought you finished.
Oh, God, I had a fucking bladder of a 90-year-old church woman.
Are you diabetic?
No.
I took a road trip with a guy that we didn't know was diabetic, and we had to piss every 100, or he had to piss every 100 miles. And it got like where I was talking shit to him, like, dude, my son can hold it longer than you. What the fuck is your problem? My son was like 3 at the time, 2.5, something like that. So.
Well, whenever you try.
Wearing his pissing in his front pocket.
Well, nah, man, we ate fucking shrooms that were made with chocolate. Like, he could have died. It was
Your mom's
crazy.
listening to this
Hey,
show.
Mom, love you. No, she knows I've done drugs. I've never done anything too heavy, just ecstasy and acid. Lortabs every now and then.
Well, have you
What do you
gone to the
consider
Haunted
hard-
Municipal Tour on October 31st in Shreveport?
Have we
I
gone
haven't.
there
I
on
haven't.
the 31st?
Have you ever been-
No.
When's this getting released?
Have you ever been to it?
I haven't. I have heard about it, though.
Okay.
I heard it's pretty good. I heard it's just, some old
What about
clock
you?
that
Are you down with
ticks.
some municipal haunting?
I'm down with the fact
Are
that
you
I
down
have.
with good conspiracies?
Huh? Fuck you. See, that's the no, but I would love to do like a ghost show, because it would just be me running around screaming like a
Well, you've
fucking
done
idiot.
that. I've seen it plenty of times down at LOL on Thursday nights, open mic. Ghost show. So that was episode 8 of my podcast, His Man Cave. We do appreciate you guys tuning in.
Make sure you get them notifications.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah. Follow us on every social media known to man.
Ring
At
that
my-
bell. Get the best notifications.
That's
you can.
right. At
Yeah.
my podcast, His Man Cave. You can even email us at mypodcasthismancave
Message
at
us.
gmail.com.
Give us suggestions if you like David and you want to hear more of
Yeah.
him.
Do you want to plug yourself real quick?
Yeah,
before
come
they
on,
hit the
D.
end?
Give it to
Oh,
us.
No.
Plug the D.
No.
Give me the D, man.
No, he doesn't want it. Do not force him. We live in the age of not forcing people to do what they don't want
We're
to.
going to figure out how to put the bio links in the thing. So if you want to do that, just click like, subscribe, look in the description.
Well, if he doesn't want to plug himself,
I'm about to plug the
I'm
fuck
gonna
out of
plug
you.
him. I'm going to plug him right here on camera. All right.
Just that'd be horrible. Like David Allen's like, no.
We just got flagged. All right. Well, all right. Again, that's us. We appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and cut this one. Wait a minute. That's only 41 minutes of video.
Well, that's fine. We were
We
talking
good?
about
We good
getting
there?
shorter, more good content, and then we're gonna
More gooder content?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good.
Y'all
All
gonna
right.
see more
Is
shit.
that the most goodest?
That's
That's
the
the
most
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 goodest.
asbestos of all times.
and
And
yeah.
we're out.
Yeah.
Podcast, concentrate.
Boom.